Hello everyone and welcome back to Lucky Loads 15, where I'm going to be giving you 3 of my best tips for tomorrow's racing. Now before we get stuck into that, I quickly just want to apologise for another woeful day here on my YouTube channel. My nap unfortunately couldn't win today. That was Tonex in the 3:35 at Huntington. Went off very hard from the get-go, was very fresh and very keen, and there was nothing poor old Jack Quinlan can do. I did see 1 or 2 people on social media having a go at him, but honestly, when a horse goes off that hard, there is nothing you can do about it, and in the end you just set it up for the rest of the field. So very frustrating there, but hopefully we can turn things around tomorrow, where like I said, I've got 3 of my best tips. Now we're going to be going to Southwell for the first one of them tomorrow, and we're going to be going in the first race there, the 12:30, with my nap, with a horse here called Ecossais, if I've pronounced that correctly, for Ross Turner claiming 5, and he's riding for Oliver Greenhill. Now this horse has definitely improved this season, stepping up in trip, going over fences. He's put some nice efforts together, including at Southwell, where he's actually put together 2 course and distance wins. So returning back to the scene of his victories, you would think will be a good move tomorrow. And even on his last couple of starts, he has been holding his form quite well. He's finished 3rd in his last 2 runs at Warwick and Wetherby, showing some good form there. And I think, like I said, returning back to Southwell tomorrow will be a good move for Connections. Now, he has been dropped £1 for the last 2 runs, so he's off a mark of 109, and he would still need to defy a career high mark to win this. But I just think tomorrow, this race isn't a particularly strong race. There's not too many in here coming in with good form claims. Colin Tizard's horse is probably our main market rival, but he's just been hitting the crossbar too many times on his recent starts. And also as well, the Tizard yard are quite badly out of form. And also as well, he's going to have to shoulder a big weight tomorrow, and I'm not fully convinced if he stays the full 3 miles. So I think that's definitely going to be in our favour tomorrow, getting all that weight, and also as well the fact that I know our horse stays all day. He's a very strong stare. Also as well, I think the drying out ground will definitely help our selection tomorrow. Scossier, he won on good soft ground in one of those victories at Southwell, so I just think there's a lot to like about his chances tomorrow. And Oliver Greenhill's team have been amongst the winners as well. They've had a couple of winners in the last couple of weeks. So yeah, the yard are going along nicely, and Ecossais as well has been holding his form this season, and I just think he could get another victory in his cap, returning back to Southwell. So I think there's a lot of things to like about him tomorrow. It's not a particularly strong race, but like I said, I think he's got a very strong form claim, so that's why he's going to be my nap of the day. You can currently back him at the time recording at 3-1, and I'm going to recommend a 1-point win bet there. We then stay at Southwell with my long shot of the day, which is going to be running in the 3:05 with a horse called Jaunty Soria for Sam Twiston Davis and Neil Mulholland. At the time recording, you can back this at 12-1 with Bet365, and I'm going to recommend a 0.5 each way selection here, who are offering 4 places on the race. Now this horse has had her problems along the way. She hadn't been seen for quite a while, and she made her first appearance on the race course a couple of months ago at Fontwell after a break of 18 months. So I think she ran quite well that day, to be fair, at Fontwell, despite being well beaten. But the form of that race hasn't worked out too badly behind Lily the Pink. Now that day, the ground was very testing at Fontwell. It was heavy, and Tom Scudamore, who was booked that day, was actually given a wide course with Jaunty Soria. He was trying to find her the better ground, but I still think it wasn't her ideal conditions, because if you go back through her form, all her better form had come on good ground. So I think the drying out ground at Southwell tomorrow, returning to this better ground, will suit her tomorrow. Also as well, she was dropped a couple of pounds for that run at Fontwell, down to a mark of 103, which I do think is fairly workable. She actually won a race at Fontwell off the same mark. So I definitely think that's in her favour tomorrow, and I think she'll come on massively for that run, and they've given her enough time to get over the bounce factor as well. So I think this horse, Jaunty Soria, she'll strip fitter for that recent run, and I think she'll be spot on tomorrow to go very well. Also as well, Neil Mulholland's team, they were in fine form last week, and I think this horse off a mark of 103 could still have a race in her. So for me, Jaunty Soria, I think she's got a good chance tomorrow, a bit of a price, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if the race could set up quite nicely for her tomorrow. There's a couple of front runners in here, and I could just see Sam Twiston-Davies getting a nice place in the midfield, travelling strongly, and then coming to ask her to go and win the race. So I'm hopeful for a good run tomorrow, and I think at 12-1 she represents a fair bit of value there. We then go with my next best of the day, which runs in the evening racing at Wolverhampton in the 6:10 with a horse called Midnight's Legacy. Now I've put him up on his last 2 starts, funnily enough. You can currently back him, I should say, at the time recording at 7-2, and I'm going to recommend a 1-point win bet here for Martin Harley and Alan King. Now, like I said, I put him up on his last 2 starts where he's run some good races, but just been beaten by some more progressive types. He finished 2nd and 3rd on his last couple of starts at Lingfield, and he wasn't beaten that far on both occasions. Now, I think this race tomorrow at Wolverhampton could set up quite nicely for him. I'm expecting Holly Doyle to try and go and make it out there on a horse called Outbox, who used to be with Roger Varian and was well beaten last time out, absolutely stuffed in an all-weather fast track qualifier. Now, even though this horse is dropping back into an easier race, I still think Midnight's Legacy has been shown a good level of form, and he's been actually raised £1 for his last 2 runs. He was off 92, so the handicapper has taken a stance to raise him to 93, so that's quite interesting there. And like I said, a lot of his rivals he was bumping into were actually quite smart. Now, there are a few other informed horses in here. I know Ian Williams' horse has been going well, and so has Mick Shannon's, but I just think it could set up quite nicely for Midnight's Legacy tomorrow. And if he can just get into a nice spot behind Holly Doyle, when hopefully that horse is getting tired, he can then go and ask Midnight's Legacy to go and win his race. And I think at 7-2 there, he represents a good bit of value, and I think he'll go off nearly favourite come pace time tomorrow. I could see him going off maybe 2-1, 9-4, that kind of price. I think he'll be well supported, and also as well, it should be noted Alan King's horses have been running quite well as well. So a lot to like about this horse, Midnight's Legacy, tomorrow, and I'm hoping he'll get his turn to go and get his head in front, because like I said, he has been running well and he deserves a win. So that rounds off the 3 tips for tomorrow's racing. Quickly just reflect on them then. In the 12:30 at Southwell, the nap of the day is a Ecossais 3-1 1-point win bet. In the 3:05 at Southwell, the Longshot is Jaunty Soria 12-1 0.5 each way selection there. 4 places bet 365. And in the 6:10 at Wolverhampton, Midnight's Legacy 7-2 1-point win only bet is the next best of the day. So there are the 3 tips for tomorrow's racing. If you're still enjoying these videos, please remember to give a thumbs up, even though it hasn't been the best of time. And also as well, please subscribe and remember to leave those comments in the comments box below to let me know what you'll be backing for tomorrow's racing. Also as well, if you want to follow me on social media, you can do, where my handle is at LuckyLoader15. And if you want to find out a bit more about myself, my website address is www.chrisloaderracing.co.uk. So please game responsibly. Hopefully we can find some winners tomorrow, and we'll be seeing you soon.